Hi, this is Maria, and in this video I'm going to show you how to apply mindful tapping. So mindfulness is a practice of being aware, of observing without judgment. It's a noticing what's going on in your body, in your mind, and allowing it. And mindful tapping is a wonderful way to start to move some energy and even move some uncomfortable emotions that might be affecting your health and well-being. So it's a very simple practice and it can be applied in many ways. And the wonderful thing about mindful tapping is you don't have to be concerned about having a specific setup. So often in EFT practices, we have what is called the setup, which is identifying the problem and then an acknowledgement of acceptance. So for instance, even though I have this problem, I deeply and completely accept myself. And that would be an example of a setup. However, when we apply mindful tapping, we don't have to do a setup at all. We may be aware that we're triggered and there's some emotion, there's some discomfort, there's some feelings that are coming up, and that's enough. We don't even have to identify it. And sometimes we don't even have the name for how we're feeling. We know we're just feeling uncomfortable or distressed in some way. Something gets triggered in us. It brings up this constriction in our body, or it brings up this overwhelming sensation in our body. Mindful tapping is a wonderful way to get the energy flowing and to start to bring some relief when we are experiencing those moments of trigger. It's also a great practice to start to get you comfortable with your emotional body. Many of us in our culture are so habituated into abandoning ourselves, not listening to our emotions. We're afraid of our emotions. We run from our emotions. We stuff down our emotions. And it's really important to start to listen, acknowledge, and allow your emotions. And with a simple technique like tapping, you can also release the emotions. So it can be done just by tuning into how you're feeling right now, or it can also be done when you are feeling triggered in some way. And what you do is you bring your hands to your heart. You take a deep breath in and let it go. And you tune into your body and you just notice how you're feeling. The opportunity is to try not to judge and to allow and release. And so you notice what comes up. You notice how you're feeling. Maybe you're feeling constriction. Maybe you're feeling tension. Maybe you're feeling a lot of emotions that you don't necessarily have the name for. That's okay. Just allow it. And then you can start to tap. You tap the top of the head. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And with the practice of mindfulness, you're just observing the thoughts, the feelings, and the emotions that arise as you're tapping. You don't have to act on them. You just need to allow them. And on the third eye. And in essence, that's what mindfulness is all about, allowing. We don't have to act on our feelings, our thoughts, and our emotions. We just need to be present to them and allow them to flow. And then you're tapping on the eyebrow point. Take a breath in and breath out, ease and flow, and just tuning into your body and noticing the emotions, the feelings, the thoughts and sensations that arise. Side of the eye. Take a breath in and breath out. Sometimes it helps to close the eyes. I find it very helpful. It helps me to tune into my body, not get distracted by the outer world, and just be aware. Underneath the eye, the opportunity is to not judge how you're feeling, just allowing. Breath in and breath out. And just allowing, the top of the lip. And I sometimes like to even say ease and flow to encourage any discomfort or distress to continue to flow, to start to move so that it can be released from my energy body. In the crease of the chin, ease and flow, release and let go. The collarbone, breath in and breath out, and you can again move your body, get it energy flowing, releasing on the thumb point. And notice how that feels as you are encouraging the energy to flow. Release and let go. And the pointer. And the middle finger. So in energy EFT, we use the finger points and the ring finger. Breath in and breath out. Ease and flow. Release and let go. And the pinky. And the side of the hand. Take another deep breath in and let it go. Bring your hands to your heart and take another breath in and breath out. And notice how you're feeling in your energy body now. Now, it might have brought up more feelings, more thoughts, more emotions, and that's okay. Because the opportunity is to get it all flowing. When we suppress our emotions, when we suppress our distress, it comes out in other ways. It often drives us to addictive behavior, often makes us feel depressed because we're shutting down our emotional body. And so the opportunity is to start to allow how you're feeling without judgment, listening, acknowledging, and then using a variety of emotional release techniques to get the energy moving and flowing. And tapping has been shown to be one of the most effective ways to start that process, to get that process going. So mindful tapping can also be applied in a variety of different ways. Sometimes you can take a photograph and just look at the photograph, and it may evoke feelings, thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. So you can just, with the photograph in front of you, do some tapping and release. It might be a person that triggers you. It might be a circumstance in your life that brings a memory to you that has some emotional charge around it. And so it's intentional. You find yourself a quiet place, you look at the photograph, and you start to apply this simple tapping. And I'll bring you through another round of it as you are moving the emotion. You can also use something called an artifact. It could be a piece of jewelry that reminds you of something or someone. It could be a seashell from a time you were at the ocean. Or so, many things in our life, where we're conscious or not conscious, evoke feelings and emotions for us. And so sometimes when we look at things, we're not always aware that it's triggering that stress response in our body. So mindfulness is the practice of becoming more aware and more conscious. And as you become more aware and more conscious, then you can tend to your emotional body, and you can start to free yourself of discomfort and distressing emotions. So I'm going to bring you through another round of the simple energy EFT tapping protocol. And you can also call to mind a situation in your life that brings some challenge for you, triggers some distressing or uncomfortable emotion. And as you do that, you can just apply mindful tapping and allow it to soften and flow, release and let go. Why don't we try that right now? You can tune in to a circumstance in your life that might be stressful, might be bringing some uncomfortable emotions up for you. And notice when you think about that, how you feel, and you might even feel a constriction in your body, or you might feel pressure in your shoulders. It might trigger a physical response in the body. Oftentimes it does. We're just not aware of it. So I want you to call to mind a distressing situation in your life. And if you suffer from traumatic situations, please get professional help around that, because there are very specific ways of applying these wonderful energy techniques to heal some deep injury bodies. So this is not the place to do that. But maybe something occurred in your life in the last couple of days where it just triggered some discomfort and some feelings, emotional distress. Bring your awareness to that. Bring your hands to your heart and just notice how that feels in your body. Give yourself the gift of tuning in to how you're showing up right now. Release the judgment, release the story, and just tune into how that feels in your body. And as you tune into that, just notice. Take a deep breath in and let it go, and start to tap on the top of the head, and being aware of the emotion that it brings up. And I like to say soften and flow, release and let go, because what that's doing is it's encouraging the energy to start moving, to start flowing. Ease and flow, release and let go. And then tapping on the third eye. It's intentional, it's mindful, and just notice as you're looking at that circumstance in your life that evokes emotional discomfort or stress. Just keep tapping and breathing. And on the eyebrow, ease and flow, release and let go. And tapping on the side of the eye. Breath in and breath out. Ease and flow. Release and let go. Underneath the eye. Allowing your emotions. Listening. Acknowledging. Accepting. Without judgment. And then releasing. On top of the lip. Ease and flow. Release and let go. In the crease of the chin, bring your awareness, ease and flow, release and let go. In the collarbone, breath in and breath out. And the thumb point. In energy EFT, we use the finger points on the pointer. And as your body is starting to relax and the energy is flowing more fully, you might notice that you're yawning, or your eyes are watering, or maybe you're even burping. It's okay. It's all part of the energy flowing and moving. And the middle finger, just allow your body to do what it needs to do to come back into balance. And the ring finger, ease and flow. Release and let go. And the pinky. And the side of the hand. Take another deep breath in and let it go. Soften and flow. Release and let go. Bringing your awareness to that situation, that picture in your mind that is triggering some emotional response. Breathe and tap, release and let go. Bring your hands to your heart. Take another breath in and breath out. Ease and flow, release and let go. And take a moment to check in and notice how you feel now when you think about that situation or circumstance. And again, you might feel more. It's not that this process is putting it there, the distressing emotion. It's just that you're more aware of it. We have a habit in our culture of disassociating from how we're feeling. part of the healing journey is to start to embrace how you're feeling at any given moment without having to attach a story to it, without having to judge it, but to allow it. What you resist persists, and sitting on it, denying it, running away from it does not help to release it. And releasing it is the key to healing. Releasing it is the key to being empowered to make choices in your life rather than being triggered by life situations and people in your life. So I hope that that was helpful for you. It's called mindful tapping. It's a very simple protocol. It can be applied in many different ways, as far as looking at pictures or artifacts or circumstances or situations. The objective is to start to give you an opportunity to start making friends with your emotions, to stop judging them, and that's a practice unto itself. I know so many of us tell ourselves we shouldn't feel a certain emotion, or we feel guilt or fear or whatever it is as certain emotions are coming up. But as you start to give yourself the time and the practice of tuning into how you're feeling, you will start to trust yourself more. Your energy body will start to trust you, and you will start to develop a better healing relationship with yourself. So I hope that that was helpful. I hope that you do learn to apply this practice. And I would love to hear from you if you have applied it, if you are applying it. You can do that simple protocol as many times as needed until you start to feel more freedom, more the distressing emotions have now released and you're feeling more happiness. It's a very, like I said before, simple practice and yet very profound and powerful. So again, if you did this, leave a message for me. I'd love to hear how it went for you. And if you have any questions about this, excuse me, please don't go ahead and you can type them in and I will answer them as best I can. Okay, so I wish you all the best on your path to health and well-being. And until next time, please take care of yourself. Bye now.